Hey everybody. Someone asked about ground models, like they want to make a dirt road or an asphalt road, but it's still dirt, or vice versa. They got a asphalt road, or they got a dirt road and they want it to be asphalt. For this example, I can load the grid map, the developer grid map. I took the time to go ahead and make a quick decal, so we already have it. I'm sure if you're making maps, you've messed with decals. Now the question didn't specify exactly, so I'm assuming that it was related to like, here's some mud, right? There's some mud here, and we all know if you drive on mud, it's muddy. Now, just say that's asphalt. We're like, wait a minute, that still looks like mud, but it's behaving like asphalt. It's because it doesn't matter what the decal is. We'll delete the decals so that we have no decals. What matters is the asphalt is painted, or if the mud is painted. This is what determines the surface type that you're driving on. Even if you put a decal over that area, like this one for example, and I tell it to be, this is the new one I made. If you go into the material editor for that new decal, and go down to additional info, you'll see it has a ground model of asphalt. If I change that to mud, for example, it's not going to matter. So I can save the game, I can rebuild collisions. It won't make a difference. It's still going to be asphalt. Or not, sorry, not asphalt. It's null. It's nothing. It's only what is under it that's making what's the ground surface. Yeah, decals are just cosmetics. I had the same thing when I was making a level a long time ago. I wondered the same thing. I said, wait a minute. Now I put a dirt road decal, but it's still acting like asphalt. Well, it was because the terrain paint for asphalt was under the decal. Now if you go into your terrain material library, either for PBR 1.5 or the 1.0 in the material library, you'll see that there is a section when you select the material. If you want to just modify one of the terrain paints, for example dirt, you can change the ground model type to anything else and save it, and of course wherever you paint dirt it'll have that particular ground model. Not to get into it here, I've made a video on it before, but you can also have custom ground models that when you select them they show up in this list. I've messed with a few different snow types and mud types myself, and it's pretty neat to mess with those. But anyway, I think that's going to pretty much be it. If I understood that question or comment correctly, that should pretty much sum it up. Now if you're using mesh roads, like this mesh road here, and you stick a texture on it, see, we'll put that same decal on it that's got sand applied to it. Rebuild collisions. Mesh roads are always asphalt. They're going to always be asphalt. It doesn't matter what material you put on it. That's why they're so they're really limited. No, I don't use them. I mean, I use them, but I prefer to use a mesh and blender. You know, like if you were to make your own road in Blender and import it in, that works much better because you can assign whatever ground model you want to it. So if we were to import in something like this, I know this isn't a road, it's a slide, type of slide, but you'll get the idea. Or this bathtub, this will work. That's a little bathtub. It's a little bathtub, yes. Yes, but it'll serve our purpose here. Just pretend it's a mesh road. We'll go into its material. And the ground type slippery. I could change it to whatever I want and it would work. Sand trap, for example. Just rebuild old collisions and just spawn a car. We went right through that, didn't we? That I always forget. I always forget. That's why I like making proper collision meshes, because I always forget to turn that on. And you don't want to do this for every mesh. If you got high poly meshes, that's gonna be terrible on your performance. Rebuild collision. So now it's got the ground model sand. I've also learned to change the particles to be different things. Snow particles, for example, where a few other things I've done with the particles, but that's one I've done a pretty good bit, where you change the ground type. So if you wanted to make a snow map and you wanted a snow particle, well, what you would do is ask me and I'll let you know how to do it. It's too much to explain right now, but you understand what I'm getting at with the if you're going to use a mesh road, you're better off to just make you a mesh road in Blender, which I've also can explain. It's not hard to do, and import it in and assign a texture. I don't know why their mesh roads don't allow that. I really don't. Maybe they'll add it one day, I don't know. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for this one. If you got any other questions, let me know.